coming back for another live video, and I'm gonna keep the TV mute. I'm just gonna say this real quick. I'm not gonna focus on gameplay. I'm just gonna I hope you two don't copyright it. Let's turn it up. Let's play some music a little bit. If they copyright it, I'll be shocked. I don't know if this copyright. This game is old, so let me turn the TV up. Where's the volume? Volume right here. I just want to say this. I am 30 years old. I hope y'all can hear me. Oh, I gotta talk louder. I'm 30 years old. 31 actually now. I was born in the 90s, and this series right here is my heart. I don't care what happened to it over the years. Now, people could throw shade on the Xbox and PS3 side, but the menus and look, I'm never gonna bash Live. I'm just never gonna bash them because they're a different company than 2K, and they doing something right that I like personally. This is my preference over. I don't like a basketball game that when you turn it over a million times because it's not your fault. I don't condone that. That's cheating basketball. The 2K needs to address that. I'm not a 2K hater, but anyway. I'm a diehard Live fanboy. That will never change about me. So when they do come back, I think they're going to bring their A game. Because I just want them to, EA, if you hear me, I just want y'all to take your time. I did not give up on the product. I've been playing classic Live for a reason. So, I just want Live to come back to its original state. They don't have to listen to the community. They can listen to the community. They got to do what they want to do. They got plans for the game. At the end of the day, they're their company. We just the fans to give ideas. That's all we can do. But they only can do what their boss and how they set up their game. Now, they had different dev teams over the years. They had different people on the roster. Just like I made it say, they had different people working on the game. I'm always going to be a Live fan forever because I played this in the 90s. I did not play no 2K in 96. I didn't know what 2K was. I'm that type of cat. Or dog, whatever you want to do. I'm that type of man. So, I'm going to keep this church light and everything. I just pray to Father God, yes, I'm saying this on YouTube, that Live get it back to they self in Jesus' name, amen. Bring my game back. I do not mind playing the old side. I play offline. I do not play online for one reason. It lags and people be cheating on it. I don't play cheating basketball. I'm not playing online just to play with your friends. No. If your friend's cheating every 5 minutes, like, I just won the game because I'm better than you. No. Basketball's about more than just cheating stuff is not good. Because you're rigging it. It's rigged. It's rigged. That's my opinion. I played online already. So, I'm a diehard Live fanboy. So I'm going to turn it down. Just hope nobody interrupt my video. Wizards versus 2-minute quarters broadcast. I'm not worried about the win, people. I'm just here to play the game. Sorry for the elbow. But this is going to YouTube. This is going to my new channel, probably. I gotta make different accounts. I'm just frustrated because I know they can make another game. They don't have to make it perfect, but I'm not a big online guy. I'm from a generation that online didn't exist, so I'm that ilk nature. I am too old to be worried about playing online every 5 minutes. I got a life. I got things to focus on, and I have to focus on for the rest of my life. I don't have time wasting on online and paying money for it. I'd rather just buy the physical copy and have my own copy for the roster. I'm that old school. But Live, EA, if y'all hear me, just don't listen to people. Like, do y'all have to do, fix the gameplay, do y'all have to do. Start from the little and start coming up. I'm always going to support y'all. If I have to buy this game again, I'll buy it again for the same year. care what year it's on it. There's some classic rosters right here. And the graphics are not horrible. This Live 08, everybody say, oh, this joint corny. No, it's not. Y'all corny because y'all don't understand what Live was trying to do. Y'all don't get the bigger picture y'all was trying to do. Like, y'all, they had different player models for each basketball game they made for the 360. They had different player models. If anybody noticed, 09 didn't look the same from 08. 07 didn't look the same for 06. But they was innovating on the 360. They was trying, but they couldn't get what they really wanted into the game. They was working on motion and stuff. They was working on the physics and everything. They was trying to get that down because they was transitioning from the PS2. This was the first next gen they had from the PS2 era. They was working on new hard tech. So they had to get the animations for the players. Now, we talk about signature, but you know how hard it is to put signature every player on the game? Like, the graphics in here ain't horrible for a 360 game. Now, the only problem with Live 08, and I'm not trying to bash it, it didn't have really a pulse-up game. They had an animation that you could pulse up. They'll activate it for you. I actually like that. But the gameplay is arcadey. We understand that. But I do not care about simulation because the way 2K is right now, I'm not bashing 2K. 2K is the eighth of shelf right now. They not have My Career that you just play on the jump. And they got My Career tied to online now. They want you to pay for the game every year. They don't want you to just keep playing My Career. So that's the truth. I got 2K22. I played it. You can't even play My Career without the server. I'm not going to keep wasting money every year for the same thing. So I'm playing an older title. Yes, I am. I'm not ashamed about it because I bought this. I didn't buy this just not to never play it again. So the graphics on here look very detailed for 08. I hope y'all see this. It looks very detailed. Like, graphics look very detailed. I appreciate. It's the artwork they did on this game. Now, I know for player faces models could have been better, but the tech they was working was very different back then. But this was, the movement was okay. But the problem with EA, and EA, y'all need to hear me, y'all don't keep the same thing every year. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's what hindered them. They wasn't keeping the same movement every year. They wasn't building off of it, and they don't do what 2K did. They don't keep building off of it and improving it. They keep re-scrapping to make the game different. They want every lot to be a different feel or a different look. Because that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to reset the game and rebuild it from different art. They is electronic arts. That's what they do. They make different artwork for the game. That's just my opinion. Because Live 08 don't look like Live 09. Live 10 doesn't look like none of these games. Live 10 look like Mike Wayne was trying to take over. So, the graphics was getting better. The graphics wasn't even horrible on 06. The only problem with 06 was the camera angle. If they had the broadcasting camera, it would have been alright. Now, I am not an animations guy. I don't want to have 15,000 animation because it hasn't been perfected yet. And they didn't have enough memory for that. 2K had it. But you know what Live 10 did have? That I was very shocked. They had shooting animations. Not many, but had very shooting animations. So that was Mike Wayne. That was pretty cool. But I'm just a die-hard Live fan. I'm always going to be like that because I just prefer this over 2K. I don't know why, I just do. This puts a smile on my face. 2K doesn't put a smile on my face because 2K, I played 2K for years. So I know how 2K is. I don't prefer it for some reason. The game, it feels like if I get a lead on an opponent, like the game will dictate me and try to stop me more from proceeding to blowing them out. In basketball, when you get a lot of good possessions and you get in the rim and you get comfortable with your teammates, it's supposed to be harder. Now, I'm not going to win every game in basketball. I'm not trying to win every game in basketball like I was. I wasn't going that hard. Like, I used to be very good back then. I'm getting older, and my reflex on my controller is getting different. So, I'm 30. My brain is different. But, like, I just want to play basketball game to have fun. I like to shoot the ball. Like, that's part of the game. And 2K doesn't reward you for your knowledge. 2K doesn't reward you for your knowledge. It means when we play in basketball reality, we're going to react to certain situations and get rewarded. 2K does not reward me when I play it. Live rewards me for my knowledge of the players. I'm talking about Gilbert. I'm talking about certain players that what they do in reality. Live has that, not to the team, but they have the shooting mechanics better than 2K. I know people say, oh, you should up the difficulty. It's okay to have an up difficult game. It's okay to have difficult game. You can make the sliders different, but that's just another thing. You can make them miss more, make more. It's okay to experiment. The only problem with Live that I had criticism for it, because I'm not trying to bash EA, it was too easy to shoot. Because once you get the button down, it's butter. Now, I played real basketball for a lot of years of my life, since I was like young. So I know you got moments where you're on fire. The only problem with Live and 2K didn't have was a hot and cold system. They just had the time release of the shot. And future basketball games might win. If y'all hear me, I want to have realistic shot meter, like mechanics. That means if they on fire, make more shots. If they not on fire, make it cold. That way I can pass it off and have a system that they'll build confidence or something. Have a confidence bar until they get the ball back. Because confidence is basketball. When I miss a lot of shots, I get disconfident, but when I get my teammates going, I get my confidence back. Have a confidence. I know it's hard to program because you gotta have like a little bar telling you what they're. That would be a pretty cool feature. But back to Live. Live, y'all hear me? Please go back to the way y'all were. Fight again for 2K. And don't listen to these 2K diehards, because they appreciate what 2K did. But 2K22 has been exactly the same for 2K21 and 20. It has not really jumped. Now, 2K22, only thing I noticed, they're trying to change that move system with that graphics. They is trying to change the movement, but it's like the same artwork. So I guess they're happy with that graphics because of the Switch. I don't know. But the passing on Live I like. I know it's cheesy as crap because it's overpowered, but it ain't supposed to be easy to intercept. I just got two different outcomes. The only thing I don't like about 2K, they don't look when they steal the ball. They just know what they do. They know the ball's coming behind. They turn around instantly. Like, that's kind of fake. In real basketball, they're not gonna know the ball behind them. They can't hear it. They gotta participate and listen to the player dribble. It's just 2K, and Live got it too, but at least Live, they look at it before they steal it. Now, sometimes that doesn't happen. So, see, I'm winning the game with the Wizards because I like Gilbert because he's a good point guard. Sad what happened to Gilbert, but I'm just a die-hard NBA Live fan. I'm a die-hard NBA Live fan. And my whole point is, so I just don't get on Twitter enough because I know they not listening to me. Because they know I'm a real fan. And they're like, oh, why would you be listening to somebody that only plays offline? I'm an offline guy. Make more offline. I am not the only cat out here playing offline. And a lot of people don't play 2K. They probably playing this and don't even say nothing. They don't want to come into work and say this to their friends, but I'm not the only person to do this. I had classmates that had tournaments on this game. In my school, had tournaments on the original Xbox and the old Live 05. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? I had tournaments. Now, I didn't win every tournament every year, but I look forward to that. And we was all killing each other like on the game here. So Live can be fun if you have little tournaments, but it was not like it is now. It's not like online dating behind the screen. We was interacting with each other. People came to my classroom for Friday's activity because my school was special needs, and we played it. We had fun. That's how I got better on real ball, because they was teaching. We was giving each other pointers, and we saw our gameplay on the tape. That's how we got better in real ball, because we learned from the game. When we made mistakes, we always talked about it, and we had Q&A on it. That was so cool, man. My school was so cool. Ms. Rick said Live is pretty good because they got the play call down. Live always had the play call down. That's what my teacher liked about it. My teacher, I know it's sad because Live is not, she said, I know Live is not around. I know it's not. But Live always had good points to the game that a lot of people slept on, man. When I play 2K, no offense to 2K, no offense to Mike Wade, get your play calls right. Get it more smoothed out. don't have to be perfect. I know it's a video game, but just get the play calls down. I'm a strategist guy at the end of the day. And Live got that department down to the T. They always had it in their playbook for their business practices and everything. They always made sure the playbook was stable. When you set a screen, set an off screen, that they removed to the call you, they listen to you. 2K doesn't listen to you. They don't, the AI doesn't understand when you try to call sometimes. Because they put so much stuff in there, it's only limited AI. I think that's the problem. I think it's a little buggy because I try to add too much calls in there. And formations. 2K got formations. It is not. The last 2K that actually listened was 2K5. That was kind of funny. 2K5 actually listened to you when you call plays. It was simple back then. And 2K, they made the passing harder on purpose. They make it more challenging. I understand that, but make it realistic. Make the players look before they steal the ball. Don't cheat the player because it's trying to pass behind and back to another player is open on the corner. Like the pass, it's just passing. It's not you can tweak the pass rating for players, make it like the worst passer messes up more than the best player. But they got the best player passing messing up. They got KD, some of the best players in the past, and LeBron is an excellent passer. He should not be turned over 16 times in 2K because he's making interceptions that they're not looking. Like, I'm not a 2K hater. At the end of the day, I appreciate what 2K did for us. At the same time, 2K's became like a gambler machine. That's just my opinion. I don't want to play a video game with a gambling machine. I come home, working or not because I'm disabled, and I want to play something enjoyable. I don't want to play something that I'm playing Game 7 every freaking game. It's not that serious. You got to play NBA Finals mode every day. But you will not see me post up 2K no more because I'm done with 2K. 2K was the boiling point. 22, all right. I actually like the movement on 22. But I'm a diehard Live fan. I can't just keep playing 2K. I'm a Live fanboy. Come on. You know, I'm just speaking for what they did. But Live is my heart. It always been my heart. But my words ain't going to get to EA because they're so different and so stuck up their ways. And I'm not bashing them. But EA, you hear me? I want you to get back to that hungry mentality. You don't need Mike Wayne's animations. Look at this game. Was Mike Wayne there? He could have been, but Live 07 was alright. It was an improvement. They know what Mike Wayne did for the animation part. Now, Live 07 and Live 06 was very good games. Very, very good games. In my opinion, they wasn't perfect, but there was their engine. And what happened was Mike Wayne came over to the hype train when he saw them doing better with it. Because 06 and 07, it was a jump in graphics. I know Mike Wayne was trying to help, but they had something planned before Mike Wayne came. That's just my opinion. I think they had something planned going on because the way the trend was. They said they was in Live 07 on 360. I know that joint was the work. They was working on certain animations, trying to loosen the player up and stuff. You remember that? Did anybody remember that? EA said that. So when Mike Wayne came over and became head of that company because they trusted him, look what happened. Live 10 came out and that was the last great Live. EA was just trying to tell Mike Wayne, let's do what we try to plan. I guess Mike Wayne said, no, listen to me. So it was a captain choice. It was a leader choice. Now, Mike Wayne had good intention. He was trying to do it his way. He wanted Live to be like 2K. I had no problem with that. I'd like to see a 2K Live scenario, but it's still their company. So he was trying to make 2K and Live equal. That's what Mike Wayne. That's what I think he was trying. I think he was trying to make it equal for both fans. So we had two different. But when he failed to realize EA don't do what 2K does, it's just their style. The way they ran their company is way different than 2K. But I'm sorry that Mike Wayne's not there for Live no more. Now, Mike Wayne do got feelings for Live. He wants them to come back. He admitted in the video on YouTube, Mike Wayne, what's up? I don't get mad at Live. Just encourage them. I know you mad what they did. We don't know the full story. Mike Wayne, I appreciate what you did for Live 10 and Live 9. I appreciate it. But I just think EA didn't tell you. I think EA just they came to him with an idea. Remember Elite 11? He came with the idea. But when they had left, they had so much of his animation that he couldn't put it with the Elite 11. So they tried that. And one of the worstest glitches happened. I don't know why. The Jesus Biden glitch was very devastating. I would love to play Elite 11 to see what they was trying to do. So they had some of his animations with Elite 11, and it didn't match what. I think that's what caused the glitch. But look at Live 14. Even though Live 14 was, oh my God, the graphics look horrible, it had Elite 11's animations in there. It's just different button control. So I'm not saying Live had their own plan at the time, but when 08 came, Mike Wayne came and intercepted. It's like LeBron James going to Miami. It's like that scenario. So I think Live, this is my opinion, I think they're trying to get that Elite engine going they had in there. They was working on the back burner. So that's why I think they're trying to get the Elite 11, because I saw the video, they had a lot of Elite 11 animation. Probably if you hear me, this is my belief what happened, because I look at the games, I see what they were trying to do. EA had a different agenda with their game. It just, Mike Wayne came over and delayed it for a while. So when Elite 11 didn't come out, they was like, oh my God, it's too late to do what we had to do. We'll never know what they was trying to do. Basketball gaming could have been different if Mike Wayne didn't come. Because they was on the right track. People were still buying Live 07. I'm one of them. Nobody was complaining back then in my school. Nobody was really complaining yet. So I know Live 07 was the most profitable game. You know why? Because they was trusting EA was doing. They was waiting to see what EA was going to do. In a way, them fans, the older crowd might know what they were trying to do. I'm one of them. I'm 31 years old. I saw every Live that came out so far. It's just like their formula they was trying to create like a chef backfired because Mike Wayne came in there. So they let Mike Wayne do the animation. See how Live he did that? They trusted him and he went left. So they was panicking. But all they told Mike, I heard one of the interview, they told Mike Wayne to help them with their project. And Mike Wayne didn't want to do it because he was worried about sales. I don't know. He just wanted to go back to 2K. So he was mad because they cut one of the guys off, because I think the guy didn't agree to the idea. So I think it was creative differences of they didn't want to jeopardize what they was working. I guess it was working so well and people was liking Live 10, they like, don't do it yet. So EA was fighting that. Because you remember Elite 11 plays totally different to all the Lives we played. The engine, the way the player was moving was very different. So they had the idea. They had that planned out. So that was like their own engine, own identity from 2K. Yeah, I'm seeing some deep stuff a lot of people don't remember. Because when I look at the credits, I know certain staff members are gone from old games. You gotta look at the credits. Like, that's what I think. That's just my theory. I think they was trying to go their own formula. Like I said in the other video, I think if they would have pulled it off, they wouldn't be the best game in the world, but it would have been way different. It would have been a different Live 16. It would have been a different game outlook. Meaning they would have had different sales and they could have built off to that. Because when we look at Live 14, I know they had the messed up past, but they had a different engine. So whatever the engine failed at, because they didn't have enough time because they got sidetracked because of Mike Wayne. That's all I'm saying. Because Live 08 played totally different from Live 7, what they was trying to work on. That's just the graphics jump was just the only thing. Y'all not overlooking what happened. And I'm a real Live fanboy. I know they was trying to have their own identity. I was for it. The only problem was they was making their own formula, and Mike Wayne joined the bandwagon, like LeBron came over to the Heat. And I'm just using that for a reference and messed up the whole roster. So Mike Wayne had a good intention. It just didn't work out because when they presented him the idea, he must have saw the blueprint. He must have said, dude, everybody like Live the way it is right now. They probably said we don't want to go that way. So it was creative It was a decision-making problem. And they probably told Mike Wayne, if you help us improve it, we would appreciate it. Because they didn't scratch that for no reason. They gave Mike Wayne 2 years to get it straight. They gave him 9 and 10, and it just wasn't making no sales. And then 10 started, and 9 started getting them late sales. So that's what Mike Wayne was probably saying, dude, it's working. Just give it time. And they like, dude, we wanted to have our own identity. They just wanted to separate from 2K. They had something good with those sticks. If you look at the Elite 11, y'all look at the mechanics, it was very different. Yes, nobody liked to shoot with the both sticks. I get what they was trying to do. Like, I see the gameplay that Prime put up. Shout out to Prime, man. But I see what they was trying to do. They wasn't only done with that. So maybe the 4 years they take it off right now, that maybe they're working on it right now. We just don't know it. That's why they've been so quiet. That just, watch, if this game plays totally different, I know what they did. Don't say I'm right and don't say I'm wrong. I just think, that's what I think was going on. I think EA is working so diligently on what they had to do. So when live, whatever comes back, it's not going to play like live from 010 and from 19. Now, 19 and 18 played totally different from live 16. They had some of the elements in their game. Like the icon, the player models. Oh, that's the worst game ever. That was different to their ideal. That's what they was very had that in there, but that was none of Mike Wayne. That's why a lot of people, oh, that's not Mike Wayne. That's their idea, but they didn't perfect it yet. The Live 18 and Live 19 I own. I still know, I see little mechanics they was trying to add into the game. You gotta look at little animations, like the movement and everything is way different from Live 16. Now, I'm a Live vet, and I noticed stuff like that. The fans are saying put Live 10 back because that was Mike Wayne's idea, and there's nothing wrong with that because Mike Wayne on 2K made it happen. And people are so used to it, they don't want to accept change. I was for the change for 2 reasons. One, if they would have got to where they was needed to get, we would have had 2 different basketball games. It's sad, man. It's just sad what happened to Live. Like, I hope and I pray EA must have known. I have a feeling EA is going to do that. They're going to try to perfect that way they was trying to get from 07. They had this on the back runner back then. They just didn't say nothing about it. So when they do come back, if I see anything in their animations that I know they was working on, this is from this video. I don't care if this video blow up, but if they release it, don't say I wasn't right. I knew back then, back in my conscience, they was trying to do something because they on that Live 07 progress. When they was telling them, remember, y'all don't remember that video. Y'all need to go back to our history and look at the exam. They was trying something, they just kept it under wraps. EA don't give everything out. So when they presented Mike Wayne the video, Mike Wayne took over and they trusted him with it and they let it go, but when the time came to what they was going to put in the game, he didn't want to do it. He felt like his vision was more stronger than theirs. That's what happened here. Because they said we're going to change the game up. So when the other guy got mad, they fired him or they got rid of him, put him on 2K because it was a creative decision. And all Mike Wayne wanted to do is improve their sales. Mike Wayne knew they was going to have a hard time with doing what they want to do, but EA said we already making money from Madden, from FIFA. Look how FIFA and Madden are playing right now. Even though they're not the best of themselves, they're playing very differently. And they didn't perfect it. If you look at the new soccer game now, it's way different. I just played FIFA on the Frostbite, it was way different. And that was an older game. They always innovating. They're innovating on FIFA. They're trying to get these motion now. FIFA's trying to be the first to get the motion now. That's their bread and butter. Try to get this motion. You see how the players are moving? They had little tensions, but this was Mike Wayne right here, people. This was Mike Wayne movement right here. So I think EA had an idea back then that they was not keeping from the public. They didn't want 2K to know about this. And scenario was if they would have just not listened to Mike Wayne and not did what they had to do. This would have been a different scenario. So what? The game would have been the best. It would have improved every year because they know how to fix it. I'm very mad about it, man. I'm very mad because that's wasted potential. EA, don't rush this game. I'll wait until I get 38. Fix your game and do what y'all had to do. Y'all heard it from a live fanboy. If those don't want to play it, don't give it a chance. That's on y'all. Y'all come around when y'all see the gameplay. I think what EA was playing back then, just trust your heart with it. I'm a real live fanboy. Trust your heart. Because I wanted to see a different basketball game from 2K. I didn't want to play like 2K-ish. And I like 2K, but I'm not a 2K fan. I don't want EA to be identical to 2K. That's what Mike Wayne wanted. There's nothing wrong with Mike Wayne's idea, but that's not what EA was setting their sights on back then. So that's Mike Wayne must have caught wind of that back then, though. That's what I think. I think he just prevented that from happening right now. Then you look at Elite 11, it was a totally different game, and people were still bashing it, but it wasn't perfect. It was a new engine that they was working on. That's all I'm trying to say. I know the G's behind them happened, but that was not their fault. It was a glitch. It's just sad, man. If you look at that developer back then, he was trying something different. It's sad, man. It's a what-if scenario, man. It's a what-if scenario. It's a what-if scenario. It's just a what-if scenario with EA, man. If they would have kept this, if they would have did what they had to do and ignored Mike Wayne, we would have had a different Live 10, a different Live 09, and a different way of direction. I think we would have had a Live 11, Live 12 would have got better, and Live 13, I don't think we would have saw the Live dropped off like this. Yes, the game would have been heavily bashed, but over time, people would start appreciating it because they would have took the time the year literally and get better with it. They wanted to go. They waited till 2011 to do it, but Mike Wayne fight them to do it. So when Elite 11 fell, they was demoralized. If it wasn't for that Jason Bynum glitch, none of this would have happened. I think the game would have came out and people would have praised a little bit, but they're still criticizing it. We don't know what would have happened. I'm frustrated because I know they was trying to do something good here. They had good intentions. EA, I know y'all had good intentions with this. I don't care if people say, oh, they don't care about the company. It's not about that. They had their own formula. They was trying to innovate, and they got burned. I'm just so passionate and angry right now because I know they had a plan, bro. This was from 07, 06. They had a plan. That 06 game was a build test. Go look at 06, right? It's an animation that, it was like a flaw to the animation because they was trying to switch it up. The player would move awkward and late. Like, they were trying to make the movement different. And if you look at Live 06, oh, they getting trashed. No, the game was just a prototype for what they was trying to do. Live 07 was an improvement, but it wasn't, the engine wasn't mastered yet. Because if you look at them in the sliders of 07, it was very different from 06. I'm talking about the torque of the body and everything. I can put 07 in, but my 360 is glitching on it like crazy. It'll play when it feel like it. It only play 2 games. I don't know what's wrong with the disc, or maybe it has a scratch on it. I might have to get rid of it one day. I just gotta buy another one from the farmer's market. That's all. But that game was very different feel from 07, from 06. 06 was a different feel. I'm making this video. I'm tired of this video today. What if they would have kept the ideal and didn't listen to Mike Wayne? That's what I'm going to put this. The engine. This is going to be named the video for live. Because this is a major what if. Because I know 11 and 12 wouldn't got that many sales. But 13 and 14 could have been way different. History could have been altered. But Mike Wayne was fighting them. So when Mike Wayne left, they didn't have nothing to rebuild to because the engine wasn't onto the game. It's sad. It really is sad. So I don't mad at Mike Wayne. Mike Wayne, if you listen to me, I think that you know they had an idea. There's nothing wrong with you had too. It's just creative differences. But they had something planned and it got backfired. Now, Live 18, Live 19, they played different for a reason. They had something of that ideal into the game. And I know people are like, oh, 19 and 18 suck. And I know the gameplay is different, but that's their idea. That's what people don't think. That's their idea. They didn't perfect whatever they're trying to do yet. That's all. So they're making a different engine. They're making a different engine. Completely. I'm talking about motion. I'm talking about the way they pass it. They're trying to get that down to the T. And they just talked about it for the video. They had equal motion or something. They already did have something like that. Problem had the video up. Motion with the player. Like Dave's not doing reality. Like they had that into the ideal. They already had this engine planned. It's just going to take time. They just going to have to make a rush draft. And the rush draft means they're going to have the first game to start not perfectly and work their way up. That's what they have to do. They just got to break the ice. If they perfect whatever they're trying to do, it's going to be scary for 2K. And that's going to force 2K to change their formula. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but if they perfect that, it's been 4 years already since Live 19. Live 19 came out 18. So it's been over 4 years. We don't know what EA is trying to do with the engine. They've been very quiet for a reason. They're so angry because they're like, nobody listened to their ideas, so we can't tell them nothing. What are we going to tell the fans? I'm for it. That's their company. They're allowed to do what they want to do. Stop telling them to be like 2K, because it's not going to be like 2K. You can't force EA to be different. It has to be a different basketball game. You can't make two shooter games play the same. It doesn't work that way. I know basketball is supposed to be imitated, but come on now. Who want to play 2K13? I'm just using that for example, 2K13 for live. Come on now. So, I'm going to end the video with this. EA, do what y'all had to do for that engine y'all was working for me 11. Do your idea and let's see what it goes. Just throw it into the ice water. That means throw it. That's just my saying. Throw it in and see what people will say. They're going to have to get feedback. They're going to have to get feedback. They're going to have to take the risk. And then the next year they came out, they can improve it. Forget online. Forget what y'all had to do. Focus on that motion and whatever y'all was trying to do with the engine. This is Frank. I'm just saying that, and I'm going to say this legendary line. EA, I have faith in y'all. I might sound like a blind land fumble, but I know from Live 95 until now, I saw the growth of the game. Because when Live came out on the PS1, it was totally different from the Super Nintendo and stuff. So don't say EA never innovate.